Good morning, everyone. So today's topic is teaching aptitude for CET exam conducted by GGS IPU University. So the first question which rises on our mind is what is teaching? So teaching is a process in which one individual teaches or instructs another individual. Means there are two persons or more than two persons who can teach and who can learn from. Like I am the one who's teaching or instructing to you, and you are the other individual who are gaining something from me. S.C. Morrison. So, according to S.C. Morrison, what is teaching? Teaching is an intimate contact between the more mature personality and the less mature one. Here, Morrison also say that the one who is teaching is a more mature personality, and the one who is learning from him or her is less mature one. And according to Thomas F. Green, teaching is the task of the teacher which is performed for the development of a child. Here, Thomas F. Green focuses on the child development. He says that the teacher is the one who teaches the student for their development and development of anything like mental development, emotional development, and physical development. So now, what is aptitude? Aptitude means an aptitude is a component of a competence to do a certain kind of work at a certain level. Outstanding aptitude can be considered talent. Here, aptitude in a simple way, aptitude is a skill which you are going to use. And if I merge the word teaching and aptitude together, then means the skill of teaching which teacher use to teach to their students. The most important, so now we come to the questions, and these are some simple questions which are going to be there in your CET exam. So the most important element for getting education is option curiosity, good memory, the ability to learn, and able teachers. Here we have to go with the most appropriate answer because these options are correlating with them and interrelating. So we have to go with the most appropriate one. So curiosity, yes, you need curiosity. Good memory, yes, you need good memory for to learn, to getting education. The ability to learn, yes, you need that ability to learn, and able teachers. So the most appropriate answer here is curiosity, because if you don't have any curiosity, until and unless you don't have any curiosity, you are not getting any education. Because it doesn't matter that you have a good memory and ability to learn, or it doesn't matter that I'm providing you a good teacher. So it is not important that you are getting education because you are not curious to get that education. Next question. If the teacher has complete knowledge of a subject, then he can maintain good discipline in his class. Students are willing to take private coaching from him. He develops self-confidence and all of the above. Here again, we have to go with the most appropriate one because all the options are interrelating. So yes, if I have a good content knowledge of my subject, then yes, I can maintain a good discipline in my class. And yes, students are willing to take private coaching from me. But it develops self-confidence. Why? Because I am ready to teach any class. It doesn't matter that I got the class just 2 minutes before and they're saying that you have to teach this class. So if I have a good content knowledge, then it develops self-confidence. And yes, and then I'm ready to do, and I'm ready to teach any class at any time. Next question, which of the following is a better way of teaching? To raise a question, to persuade, blackboard writing, and all of the above. To raise a question, yes, better way of teaching, like you are asking questions from the students. To persuade, yes, you persuade the students one by one. You have to look for every student. And blackboard writing. Of course, blackboard writing is also a better way of teaching because it is not mandatory that every student is listening. So you have to write the words, you have to write the things You have to write the key points on the blackboard so students are able to catch you and able to learn. So here the correct option is all of the above because all of the options are go with a better way of teaching. Next question. Which of the following statement is most reasonable? Teachers motivate students to acquire knowledge. Teachers are born. Teachers are capable of teaching. Interpretation of a complex theory is very useful for development of thinking process in students. Students should motivate students to acquire knowledge. Yes, it is correct. Teachers are born. Somehow you can say that teachers are capable of teaching. Of course, teachers are capable of teaching. Interpretation of a complex theory is very useful for development of thinking processes. Students, of course. But here, the most reasonable, we have to go with the most reasonable answer. And the most reasonable answer here is teachers motivate students to acquire knowledge. It all depends on the teacher, like how you are going to motivate your students. So here, the teacher motivation is must and most reasonable answer. Next question. Which one of the following is an indicative of the quality of teaching? Pass percentage of the students, standard of answers replied by students in the classroom, standard of questions raised by the students in the classroom, period of maintaining peace in the classroom. We have to, what question says, which one of the following is an indicative of the quality of teaching? The quality of teaching you are providing to students. It indicates that the pass percentage of the students, like how much students, how many students pass their exam, is the quality of teaching you're providing to them. The standard of answers they are replied in the classroom is not that much important. The standard of questions raised by the student is not going to indicate the quality of teaching, and period of maintaining peace in the classroom. It doesn't matter. What matters is pass percentage of the students, like how many students passed in your class, in your subject. So this shows your quality of teaching. Next question. Organization of co-curricular activities should be responsibility of the co-curricular activities which are organized in the school is the responsibility of the headmaster, the teacher appointed for this purpose, teachers interested in it, and all the teachers. The responsibility of a headmaster is also important. The teacher appointed for this purpose is also important because they have to organize everything, and the headmasters knows about everything, and teachers interested in it, and the teachers who want to contribute in to organize a co-curricular activities. So the correct option is all the teachers. All the teachers are responsible to organize a co-curricular activities in the school. So they have to manage everything. Next, an ideal teacher is one who covers the full course, helps students in learning, is a friend, philosopher, and guide, and likes discipline. Here again, the options are correlating with each other, but we have to go with the most appropriate one. So covers full course, yes, ideal teacher covers full course. Helps students in learning, yes, helps students in learning because the motivation from the teacher is must. Is a friend, philosopher, and guide. Yes, so likes discipline. Of course, an ideal teacher likes discipline, but the most appropriate answer here is a friend, philosopher, and guide. Because a teacher is a friend of a student, the philosopher, and a guide, the one who shows a right path to their students. Now, next question. The concept of basic education was given by. Basic education means Bunyadi Shiksha, which was given by Dr. Zakir Hussain, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore. And the correct option here is Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was the one who gives the concept of basic education, which is also known as Bunyadi Shiksha, where the students got their foundational stage of education. The trial and error method of instruction is best enhanced by role playing, an audio visual lesson, the development lesson, and independent study. And the correct option here is independent study because the trial and error. Students are going to try and find the error, then going to change and going to um, we are going to change it and going to change the method of learning. So independent study is the appropriate answer here. You are an experienced teacher. You would prepare at home for class teaching. Teach only that class whose students are liked by you. Ignore the problem of indiscipline and not feel the need of use teaching materials. If you are an experienced teacher, that it is easy to say that you don't need any teaching materials, right? And ignore problem of indiscipline. But it doesn't matter that either experienced teacher is ignoring the indiscipline in the class because they need discipline, they have to teach something. Teach only that class whose students are like by you. No, you don't have to be biased with the student. So prepare at home for class teaching. So you have to prepare yourself already. It doesn't matter that you are experienced or not. You have to prepare yourself before going to teach students because you can't teach them anything in one class. That's why you have to prepare your things that how much you are going to teach in that particular class, that particular slot that given which is given by the school to you. Now the next question is the best way to develop emotional unity among children is lectures on emotional unity, telling students about the benefits of emotional unity, presenting such a character and activities before students as would tend to increase the feeling of emotional unity and cohesion. You have to develop emotional unity among your children, among your students. So what you are going to do? You have to presenting such a character and activities before students as would tend to increase the feeling of emotional unity. You can give lecture to them. You can tell students about the benefits, but you have to present such character and you have to present such activities. You have to involve your students on that. So that which will increase the feeling of emotional unity. Because giving lectures and telling them only the benefit is not a good factor, and giving the chorus song is not that much effective. The most appropriate and the most effective one is you have to present something because the students get easily by seeing and by doing that activity. So presenting such character and activities before students as would tend to increase the feeling of emotional unity is the correct option here. Next question. While learning a language from the psychological viewpoint, the children, option A, learn words first of all, learn the vowels first of all, learn sentences first of all, and none of the above. By learning a language from psychological view, you are not going to here choose the option here by your viewpoint. Here it is specifically mentioned that according to the psychological viewpoint, the learning of a language of the little children from the psychological viewpoint is learn sentences first of all. The correct option is learn sentences first of all. According to psychological viewpoint, students learn sentence first. Then they come to the words. Then we come to the vowels. Next question. Learning by play suppresses the hard instinct, suppresses the creative tendency. It is not a psychological method. is a psychological method. Learning by play, like you are going to conduct any activities with the students and they are enjoying it and playing, but it should be play. Learning by play is a psychological method. You are who are including the psychological things like they are playing anything like that. If you're going to give them some playful activities, so they will take interest on that particular topic, on that particular subject. So here you mentioned psychological things. So it is a psychological method. Next question. As a teacher, what type of behavior of a student would be deemed serious by you? As a teacher, what do you think that serious behavior of a student? Slightly slow, weak in study, talking to other students in the class during the course of a lecture, asking too many questions in the class, and incomplete homework. Slightly slow, weak in study is again, it is not mandatory that all the students are good learner. They are good at studies. So you have to deal with the slightly slow students also. So this should not be a serious behavior of student from your side. Talking to other students in the class during the course of a lecture. Yes, talking to other students in the class during the course of a lecture is a serious behavior from your side. Yes, you don't want any interruption during your lecture because talking talking of the students with other students may disturb their learning, both learning, right? So asking too many questions in the class. Yes, students ask many questions in the class and you have to clarify and complete homework. Maybe due to some circumstances, students were not able to complete their homework. So it is not that much serious. But the serious one is talking to other students in the class during the course of the lecture because while they were talking, they are not listening to you, and the other students is also involved in it. So the learning of both the individuals are not that up to the mark. So this should be the serious behavior. Next question. Which of the following cannot be a good way of communication in promoting literacy among villagers? Communication in promoting literacy among villagers. Which of the following cannot be a good way of communication? Right? We don't use that type of communication. Promoting literacy among villagers. Large group discussion, providing material on TV and film projector, reading and writing, and demonstration. Which good way of communication in promoting is reading and writing? Because large group discussion is a good way of promoting, like the most of the people discuss about that literacy among villagers. So it will be helpful for them, providing material on TV and film projectors. Most of the person are prefer TV and film projectors over it. Demonstration, yes, we can demonstrate the things so the people understand it. Okay, but reading and writing is not a good way of communication to promote literacy among villagers because nowadays no one will go to the reading and writing things. Like they are like we want. You can say that they more preferring audio visual things. Next question. Failure of the teacher to communicate his ideas well to students may result into the failure of communication, the communication that to give your knowledge to the students, give your content knowledge to the students, increase number of absentees in the class, loss of students' interest in the topic being taught, indiscipline in the classroom, and all of the above. And here the correct answer is all of the above because yes, If you are failed to communicate with your students, it will increase the number of absentees in your class. Students are not interested to take your lectures, so they are not ready to go for a lecture. Loss of students' interest in the topic being taught. They are like if your communication skill is not that much good, so students will lose their interest. Also, they are like, it's okay, fine. Uh, we will learn it at home and we will learn it from our tutor. Like these kind of things will happen. Indiscipline in the classroom. Yes, indiscipline in the classroom. Like you are not able to communicate with them, so they are not listening to you. They are, and it will make chaos in your class. So all of the above is a good option. So these are some sample questions. These were some sample questions for CET exam, which was conducted by GGS IPU. I hope this will be enough content for you, so you can practice over here. These are only sample questions. I'm not saying to you that only these questions will come for your exam, but these are only sample questions, so you can practice through this. Okay, so thank you and all the best for your exams.